I'm planting rhubarb again today, and this time it's going to survive.
I'll walk you through everything you need to know from choosing a variety to when, where, and how to plant, plus soil growing requirements, spacing, watering, and more.
Hi guys, I'm April from Resprout. Like and subscribe for more garden tips and tutorials for my suburban front yard garden where I help you garden like a boss.
Rhubarb, Rhubarbarum, is a perennial vegetable in the buckwheat family. It's been cultivated in the Far East for over 2,000 years, originally for medicinal use.
But now we turn it mostly into dessert.
The stalks are the part you eat. They look a little bit like celery, but they're cooked and sweetened for things like pies, cakes, sauces, and drinks, most famously paired with strawberries. The leaves, on the other hand, are big, tropical looking, and toxic, so those are no-go. Rhubarb grows from a crown, which is basically an established root system, not a bulb. You can get these from local or online nurseries or as divisions from friends or neighbors. You can grow it from seed, but most people plant crowns or bare root plants so they can get to harvest faster. Every spring, it sends up new stalks, making it one of the first crops of the season. Then, after a hard freeze in the fall, the top dies back, but the roots stay alive underground and come right back the next year.
And once it's established, this is a long-term relationship.
A single plant can produce for about 15 years, and just 1 to 3 plants is usually enough for a whole household. Rhubarb is a cool season crop native to Siberia, so it's built for cold. It actually needs winter to perform well. Temperatures below 40 degrees Fahrenheit help break dormancy and trigger new growth in spring. It grows best in temperate climates, especially where summers stay cool and moist. Once temperatures start getting much above 75 degrees Fahrenheit though, growth slows down. And in hotter areas, rhubarb may even go dormant in summer. In the US, it grows well in zones 3 through 9, depending on the variety.
And that depending on the variety part really matters. So let's take a look at which varieties you might want to grow. Varieties differ in fibrousness, sourness, plant vigor, size, color, and even growing zones.
Color is the big one people notice, but it doesn't affect flavor. Red varieties are popular for pies because they look better when cooked, while greener varieties tend to be more vigorous and produce longer stalks. Some popular varieties include Crimson Red, Canada Red, Victoria, Glaskin's Perpetual, and Valentine. Quick note, some plants labeled rhubarb, like ornamental or Chinese rhubarb, aren't edible. So just make sure you're getting the right type.
Today, I'll be planting Victoria variety from Burby.
It's a classic green stalk variety, very vigorous, reliable, and known for producing long stalks.
You can find links to all the varieties and supplies I mentioned down below. And for a full variety breakdown, check out the chart on our website with stalk color, plant size, zones, links to purchase, and more.
Like many vegetables, the best place to grow rhubarb is full sun. So aim for a spot that gets at least 6 to 8 hours of unobstructed sunlight per day.
I'm going to be planting this in my perennial foundation bed next to my fig tree.
This area is on the south side of my house and gets blasted by sun all year long. Rhubarb is a long-term plant, so choose a location where it can stay in place and grow year after year without being messed with.
Funny story, this is not the first time I've planted rhubarb, except the first time that I planted it, I made the mistake of putting it at the end of my driveway in a grass area, not marking it, and just, letting my husband know about it. And he must have run that over with a lawnmower at least 3 times before it finally gave up. I don't know if he was trying to get out of eating rhubarb or out of mowing the lawn, but whatever the reason, his ploy worked because right now he is doing neither. So maybe don't plant your rhubarb in an area where someone might mow it over.
Rhubarb is what's called a heavy feeder, which just means it needs a lot of nutrients to produce those big stalks and leaves. So before planting, you'll want to enrich your soil with organic matter. Mixing in about 3 to 4 inches of compost or composted manure is a great place to start. Compost also improves soil drainage, which is perfect because rhubarb also loves well-draining soil. One thing it's not too picky about is soil pH. That being said, it tends to do best between 5.5 and 7.0. If you don't have a soil test, you can also work in a balanced fertilizer like 12-12-12 to provide baseline nutrients, about 2 to 3 teaspoons per square foot of soil. I'll be using the 444 organic vegetable garden fertilizer from Down Earth, my favorite fertilizer brand. One thing to avoid is high nitrogen fertilizer at planting time, especially in the fall. That can push leafy growth when you really want the plant focusing on establishing strong roots. Rhubarb is best planted in early spring when the roots are still dormant or just beginning to leaf out.
Our daffodils just started popping up here in zone 7A, so today is perfect timing. You can also plant rhubarb in the fall after it's gone dormant, but you might have a tougher time buying crowns at that time of year.
Before planting, if your crowns feel dry, soak them in room temperature water for a few hours or overnight. Rhubarb plants get large, about 3 feet by 3 feet, so be sure to give them enough space to prevent shading and overcrowding. Dig a hole 12 inches wide and deep. Loosen the soil at the bottom and sides to help roots establish, especially if you're working with clay soil.
And if you're not sure which end goes up, you are not alone.
If it looks like a root, it goes down, and the crown or bud should be facing up.
Crowns go up.
For bare root crowns, plant with the crown at soil level with no more than 1 to 2 inches of soil covering the top. Planting too deep can delay growth. If you're planting from a pot or division, plant it at the same depth it was growing before. After planting, lightly firm the soil to remove any air pockets. After your rhubarb is in the ground, water thoroughly to help the roots get established. Rhubarb needs about 1 inch of water per week, either from rain or watering. Once the plants are up and growing, add a 3 to 4 inch layer of mulch, like clean straw, bark, leaves, or compost to help retain moisture and keep weeds down.
I am super excited to have rhubarb back in my garden. Hopefully this one sticks around a little longer than the last one did. Let me know in the comments down below what other rhubarb videos you would like to see, whether it be harvesting, care throughout the season, or anything else. I hope this video helped you out. Remember to sign up for my email newsletter for more garden resources. And keep gardening like a boss, and I'll see you guys soon.